Hey everyone, it's Chef of the Dead, and welcome to the NARAKA 101 for Lyam Liu. This character is packing some super unique abilities, and he is sure to make a splash in the meta. Let's get right into it by taking a look at his two skills, starting with Magnet Repel. Magnet Repel can be used under attack, and when Liam activates it, he knocks back nearby enemies and hops backward. However, this is not just any old combo breaker, and that's because of this right here. This is the first ability in the game that allows activation immediately after getting countered, and it means that Liam is able to avoid all subsequent damage. Typical combo breakers can only be used after taking the first hit of a counter punish, so this new skill is especially good against single hit punishes like Nunchucks, Greatsword, and Pulse Sword. The last aspect of the skill to keep in mind is this, where simply having the skill equipped will give you the passive benefit of your weapon dropping being delayed after being countered. What this implies is that if you choose to activate your skill after being countered, not only do you avoid the following damage, but you also get to keep your weapon. This is a very strong ability, and I can certainly recommend picking it if you're not sure which of his skills to use. But with that in mind, let's move on to his next skill that has a totally different use case, Magnet Attract. Magnet Attract unleashes magnetic power in the aimed direction, pulling hit enemies a certain distance toward Liam. This can act as a combo starter or a combo extender, so I can definitely see players that love combos leaning towards this skill. It has a very fast startup that grants you instant blue focus, so you won't be able to be staggered by light attacks, and it has a very forgiving hitbox that allows you to land it even if you're a decent margin off target. The skill will hit the target at a distance of up to 12 meters, but since there's a limited distance that the target actually gets pulled, you'll only be able to make contact with that target to start a combo if you activate it within 10 meters. Once you land it though, you can combo as if it was a fresh stagger, so no need to go directly into an uppercut or anything like that. The fast activation of this skill means it works really well as a combo extender, even being able to grab the opponent out of Dual Blade's vertical focus. There are tons of variations to extend combos with this skill. Basically, if you have a full second before the enemy can dodge, you probably have time to activate Magnet Attract and flow back into another combo. The skill also has some defensive capability, being that it does have that instant blue focus on startup. By that I mean it can function as a soft combo breaker, so if someone goes for a combo that is soft true, such as this combo right here with dual blades, you can activate your skill to interrupt and reverse the aggression. This skill cannot be activated while under attack like the first skill though, so you will have to play more carefully, but there is tremendous value in having a combo starter like this. Moving on to his first ultimate, we have Metal Fusion, and let me tell you, this is one of the most versatile ults in the game. Activating it will knock back nearby enemies, consuming 40% rage, and entering Liam's golden state. This lasts for 30 seconds and modifies your skill to fire an auric sword in the aim direction at the cost of rage. Wherever the auric sword lands, it creates a sword zone and will apply the binding effect to anyone it hits. While an enemy is bound, you can take the opportunity to initiate a combo, or teleport to the sword zone, or actually both. Teleporting to the sword zone creates a knockback effect that, upon hit, provides a substantial amount of healing, so if you're pretty low health, that can be a good idea to go for. Keep in mind that this healing effect will increase with weapon rarity and amount of enemies hit. As far as the combo potential, if you're close enough after firing the auric sword, you can simply initiate a combo as the enemy is bound, but if you're out of position, you can actually activate the teleport and cut off the knockback effect with an attack. Combined with the fact that you have two of these swords, it makes for some insane combo potential. Even though the enemy is immune to being bound for a period of time, some combos will allow you to stall long enough in between usages that you're able to make use of both. This results in some pretty ridiculous combos that are a ton of fun to go for. If you combine this ultimate with Magnet Attract, Liam might just have access to some of the longest combos in the game. But I mentioned earlier that it was also one of the most versatile ults in the game, and that's because of one special fact, which is that the auric swords can be fired while under attack. So if you have your ult active, you actually have two combo breakers available to you, which gives the ult some super strong defense. Depending on when you use a sword to break a combo, you'll even have time to start a combo of your own. Basically, just try not to use it when you're getting uppercutted, since you'll have to fall to the ground before you can initiate a combo, which doesn't give you quite enough time. Here's a relatively simple combo with the longsword to get you inspired and to show off a bit of what this ultimate can do. Moving on to his second ultimate, Metal Fusion Core. Much like the first ult, activating it will knock back nearby enemies and transmute Liam into his golden state for 30 seconds, giving him access to a unique skill. However, in this case, all rage is consumed. The derived skill from the ult allows you to fire an auric core, which has a completely different effect than the auric sword. When an enemy is hit by an auric core, they're enveloped, transforming them into a golden ball that Lyam takes into control. Using your skill again while an enemy is enveloped will fling the ball in the aimed direction, dealing damage to them and the surrounding area. This has some crazy implications when it comes to making use of environmental hazards, like these wooden signs in Celestra that you can fling enemies directly into for an immediate stun and massive follow-up damage. The thorny rollers in Holoroth can be just as deadly. That's a pretty situational use though, and in reality you're not going to be close enough to one of those things most of the time, so the main thing you'll probably want to take advantage of is the fact that the opponent will automatically break out of the enveloped state in about 3 seconds, which gives you a moment to land a pre-charged focus attack. When this is paired with something like Dragon Roar, it is beyond potent. This ult has equally good defensive potential in the way that you can use the derived skill while under attack, just like the other one, and much like how you can teleport away from the opponent with the first ult, you can launch the opponent far away for a similar effect with this one. As for the glyph setup, I like to prioritize these two trees since they provide bonuses to rage gain and stamina, which are incredibly important. Additionally, with Liam's first skill having a very long cooldown of 28 seconds, hitting this skill cooldown reduction node is pretty important. Although, if you're running the second skill, or simply don't mind that long cooldown, you could opt for this side of the green tree to get a solid boost to your grapple distance, which can also be really helpful. In order to unlock the full potential of Liam's kit, you will have to complete cultivation quests that unlock his second skill and ultimate. These quests are pretty easy to complete though, and essentially just force you to try out his first abilities and get a feel for the character. The first group of quests will unlock the second skill, and the second group will unlock the second ultimate. After that, if you end up really liking the character, you can complete cultivation all the way up to the Chosen One status for an exclusive avatar. In general, Liam is looking like he'll be really strong in both solos and team modes, with lots of counterplay potential on both sides. Sheol, for example, still stands to be a tough fight, since with only 2 auric blades to fire against Sheol's 3 blocks, it can be difficult to break through. Similarly, with Takeda's 3 charges of Furin, he can potentially outpace Liam. Transformers represent another counter to him, since transformed opponents, or anyone in ultimate focus for that matter, are not affected by auric blades or core. As for the rest of the roster though, Liam more than holds his own, and he can show off the power of his ultimate to the fullest extent. And I'll see you in game.